A long time ago, I used to listen to one of the songs of Elvis Presley. The name of the song was Burning Love. And that was amazing because sometimes he was talking about the physical fire. And he said that the fire, the flames are reaching to my body and my temperature is rising, something like that. But in some other part of the song, it says that my soul is burning. And that is the point because we have something at the beginning verses of the great Persian mystic poet Rumi, and he says that the sound of the music of the reed that I have talked about it before, is a fire, and whoever does not understand this fire or does not have this fire, then he may not be in existence. That is a little bit harsh, I think. In the second verse, Rumi says that the sound of the reed is fire and there is no wind to extinguish that fire. And what does it mean that when he says that somebody who does not have this fire is nothing? But if we take a few minutes to think deeply about it, we understand it's very, very beautiful and meaningful verse. I think Rumi means a transformation of the reed at first, because reed is a plant, as I discussed that before in my previous videos. It is a plant and it was separated from its source and now it is something else. And it is emptied and they put some holes in it. And right now it is a musical instrument and we call it reed or ney. So it is something totally different. It is not a plant anymore. We transferred that from its origin, and that was a plant that grows near the river, but right now it is something else in somewhere else. So it is not a plant anymore. Right now it is a musical instrument, and that musical instrument has the capability to get your breath and just it changes the breath into a meaningful sound. By meaningful sound, I mean the sound of music, and that music is a little bit sad and very, very emotional. Okay, if you just push out your breath while when you are exhaling your breath, it does not have that much sound. Okay, something like okay, it is funny. It does not have any sound, but when you just exhale it, when you just push your breath into a flute or ney or reed, then you have a very, very nice sound. So there are some meanings behind these verses. First, we have to understand about the reed itself. Before it becomes musical instrument, it was just a plant, all right? But it transformed from what it was to something new. And Rumi says that I am the reed, and I am crying, and I am just moaning like a musical instrument. Okay, so he wants to say that yeah, I belong to somewhere else, but now I'm something else in another location in this world. All right, but what happened to Rumi when he says such words? What is inside you that it should be burned out? So when you burn those negative behavior inside you, then you will be transformed to a higher level of humanity. What are those things? For example, you can burn away all the bad stuff that you have. Everybody has those bad behaviors and bad attitudes, or kind of as a human, we have both good adjectives and bad negative adjectives. And Rumi is talking about burning away those negative behaviors or negative adjectives like pride, jealousy, ambition, I don't know, selfishness, ego, whatever. Okay? Just try to empty yourself, and first it clears you out, then something new will grow in that place. So, what is that something new? That is all we mean by morality and ethics and humanity and all these things. Okay, so if you want to increase your morality, Okay, if you want to increase your humanity, first there are some bad things inside you and you have to empty yourself. So how are you going to empty yourself? You have to burn them. I do not mean the physical burning like a fire that you just, I don't know, you lit a fire or you make a fire. I don't mean that you just make a fire and you burn those negative energies. You understand what I'm talking about. When you suffer from pain and when you tolerate your pains and when you embrace your pains, it can drive you to excel in humanity. And we have it in a Stoic philosophy as well. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman Empire, and he was one of the greatest philosophers, Stoic philosophers, has mentioned this as well. Sometimes you need to embrace your pain as a human. When you embrace your suffering, you're tolerating suffering. Maybe you think, okay, I'm feeling bad, okay? You do not feel good, but you need it because at the same time, when you're suffering something, it is burning all bad attitudes and bad behaviors inside your soul, like the selfishness and, I don't know, ambition and jealousy or whatever you have, okay? When you empty yourself, and then something new will grow, definitely. Okay, imagine that you want to purify something. One of the ways they use to purify something, for example, when they want to purify some metals, I understand they put the metals into the fire, and that fire burns out all the, I don't know, junks and those kind of substances that they should not be in that metal, and that metal will be melted and it will be transferred to something purified, and that purification is necessary for your soul and mind as well. But what is inside you that blocks you from hearing that music? And you understand, by hearing I mean understanding that music, because it has a kind of deep meaning, and you need to understand that music, and then you say, oh my god, that is so sad. At the same time, very, very emotional. The sadness is not a bad thing. So maybe the pain that you're avoiding is something very, very valuable, and it is the sound of your own soul calling for you. Thank you very much, and take good care.